Hey everybody, it's Dan again, bringing you the AUDJPY.com Algo Insider daily wrap up, week wrap up for Friday, August 31st, the last day in August. We'll be in September the next time we trade, and start with the S&P 500. Again, we've defended the 95, 94 half support zone. Kind of like a dip into and a squeeze on the 1400 support, psychological support. We traded down to the gap fill into the pivot, front ran the prior lows, and then ripped off that level again at the 9 a.m. news feed. We basically were unable to break out or break down. There we go. You can see pretty clearly how it's been a 1410 to 1400 wedge today, and it very likely will maintain that wedge into well, no, it has. We've closed. Hello. But we'll very likely maintain this wedge probably into Monday and through into early next week. Look for a break, obviously a break above this little range to run to new highs, and break down. We could potentially find a full pullback. Of course, we'd have to get below 94s, but our big support levels are 1372 and 1343 half below us in the S&P 500. So below our lows, which lows of this week, which are going to be very important, could potentially be the lows going into September. So will September find a top, or will it find a bottom right off the bat? I think it's going to find a bottom. The next market I want to take a look at is actually the Aussie dollar, because I think we had some very important price action down here at these lows. First time we've seen an hourly candle that looked like that's for certain, in a while. But putting that aside, I see our support level that we're holding, we can identify as the original pullback, the original extension long that held coming out of NFP Friday lows in June, which was June 1st lows, potentially holding an extension off that level. You can also draw this as a full pullback off of the large extension. The shoe fits personally better as this extension, and then drawn against it from a 104 10 to lows. There's an extension short that we've run into at 50% line. The support that we've found is this larger support area, and now breaking down to the 5-minute chart, you can actually see how now after our spike highs here, from the full low to the full high, we're actually holding a halfway back long. This halfway back ends up being pretty important. It was also halfway back for today's candle. So we held halfway back for the day into the close, which leads me to believe there's going to be some continued upside into early next week. Potential for the Aussie, if it's going to gap up to 103.73s. If it's going to gap down to 103.10s. So we have our support and our resistance area. I got long the Aussie light after seeing a reaction off this level. 103.22s is where we bought them. And we'll get free at 53, so a push up into retest of the highs, we'll be getting free. I might be a little more vigilant and get free before then. But this is a pretty good close, I think, for us. Closing in the money for the week. Well, there's, I guess, 10 minutes left. But next, the Aussie yen. Seems that we want to be a little bit of a late day mover here. It too has held a 61.8 line off of its lows now. This is a very kind of important level. We did hold you could draw as a kind of a glowback short here. I don't have resistance level, and you can see how we traded a short to target already. You can see that short highlighted in purple. Same anchor, new low now. But if the Aussie yen heading back to up to an 81.45 at the minimum. So it's a good 50 pips higher in what could already be holding in a long off the low. The Euro Aussie. Been looking at this more and more. I don't have resistance on the Euro Aussie. Until a 23.10, and I have it in an extension long. This extension has traded, well, we've been in just in extensions. You can see them. I will draw up those extensions here, so you can see how each one played out, one after another. Highs to highs extensions. Okay, identify the pattern. You can see how they blow out of their targets without trading into the next one. You know, once, twice, and now we're in a third brand new extension. Well, this one's actually traded once before the target. Once, now twice. So holding support, front running the support level by a little bit, but definitely support right below us is my point. Let's look at the Euro Yen. Let me clean this chart up a little bit. Alright, so Euro Yen seems to be flagging highs still. Now remember, the resistance level it's running into, I think you can pretty much tell that it's instead of it being a short, an area where shorts are being put on, this is an area of profit taking. Do you see how the target, imagine limit order sitting at that target, at the negative 23.6% target from this full halfway back long that traded. Imagine the limit orders there just holding this market down. And once we get, there's still enough buying, or there's still enough short covering that it's not causing the sell orders. In other words, the short covering in the euro is to the point where the sell orders for profit taking can't push this market anywhere. It's got nowhere to go but up, and it's very much in sideways price range here. Let's identify the level that we're going sideways inside of. So we held a traditional long here. Possibility of an extension long? No. Level held here. This is this original extension. Once the target. Same anchor, new high. Yes, that's it. So it's drawn from down here. This high on 8/13 at right about the New York Open. It's a 96.93 high. 96.93 high to high is where the support level is coming in, and you can see how it's really a support level versus profit taking. So today we've never held a short against this, and today's pullback from our lowest low to our highest high after our low is technically holding a 50% long. So we are inside this extension long. We are inside of this 15-minute long, inside this hourly extension long. We have a 99.31 target in the short term and a 99 approximately 80 target for the extension long. Now, because euro yen, we've talked about this before, but because we did do a full 50% long to target already, there is the possibility that euro yen could come back down to a 97.50 or even into the full halfway back long at a 99.66. So those are your support levels here. We have the 98.50s, which are holding currently, then at 99.05 or 98.05, 97.46, and a 96.66. So we'll watch this euro yen a little more here, a little more closely, because this could end up being a nice little trade. Off the highs, there was a short to target, and even on the 5-minute chart, there's a little micro short holding next in the series. So they went once to target, next in the series, and you could now visually see our support and resistance on a short-term time frame. Remember, our resistance level up here is a profit target between 98.80 to 99, and support is a new entry to a long, and we really could be building towards new highs. So, alright everybody, that's all I've got for you today. Check back on Sunday for the gap analysis before the open. I'll get that out, Sunday morning before we get before we get the pre-market session started. We don't have a session. I'm just saying the market in general starts trading the pre-market. But other than that, we're in a Aussie dollar and a euro dollar long. Both those positions look like we're going to close slightly up. I would have liked to have gotten free on either one of those into the close, but it wasn't totally necessary. So, alright everybody, have a great weekend, and we'll be back with you as price action develops.